So you've all thought it. You've all wondered what Twin Peaks would be like if you started watching season one from the perspective of someone who's seen season three. And that is what this new video series will be about. My name is John Clay, and you are watching Clark Kent's Rock and Roll Review discuss season one of Twin Peaks. So we'll start off with the pilot. There's been a few things that I've noted down in my phone, which I think are interesting if you take into account what happens in season three. So if you haven't seen season three of Twin Peaks, maybe it might be best if you press stop and consider watching that before watching this. So there's a moment when they're in the diner. We're talking about Norma, we're talking about Shelley and Bobby. And Bobby, upon leaving with Shelley, who we know, they're having an affair behind Leo's back, Bobby says to Norma, "Don't do anything I wouldn't do." And Norma gives this quizzical look as if to suggest that she not only knows what they're up to, but is reflecting upon her relationship with Big Ed Hurley. Now, that's something I didn't really pick up on when I first watched the show, but the fact that Big Ed Hurley and Norma get together in season three finally, it's just nice to watch that little moment of Norma realizing that, these kids, they think they're having fun. They're not the only ones having fun in this town, and who isn't in Twin Peaks. The kid dancing across the hallway at the school, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when the moment where Audrey Horne is basically like, she's got a cigarette and she puts it out, and she just has this little kind of coy kind of look she gives to Donna, and she goes away. Then you have James Hurley walking past. He says, "Hey, it's a good time to have a picnic." All that happens, and then this kid just kind of dances across the hallway, and I'm thinking back in the day it was kind of just cool and fun that he does that, but I didn't know why he did it. But if you look in the background, you can actually see two cops in the background walking along the hallway, obviously on their way to tell the principal what's gone on at the at the bay, because Laura's been found murdered by good old Pete. What else is there? Quite a few things. Audrey Horne uses quote marks when she replies to her teacher when the teacher is like taking names down to see who's in class. She goes, "Here," as if to suggest that, she's not really there. And obviously, if you've seen season three, you're not sure where Audrey is. But in my mind, this made me think of a really bizarre theory that perhaps could be complete bullshit, but perhaps Audrey knows that she's in some kind of a dream state. Now, as we know, season three is open to many people's interpretation. That's what's beautiful about it. For me, Audrey Horne in that show is kind of trapped between two worlds now, in my interpretation. She's trapped in the idea of what we think of when we think of Twin Peaks, as in the TV show, which is quite quirky, and reality. And maybe in season one, she's aware of this. Maybe she's a meta character. But anyway, again, open to interpretation. And I think it's quite a joyous thing to watch season one after watching season three. And she's not overly emotionally affected by Laura's death. Now, I took this to be one of the quirks of her character, in that Audrey is emotionally disturbed and isn't quite morally on point until she meets Cooper. But let's posit this idea. Perhaps she knows it's all a dream, so why should she be affected by Laura's death? Laura is just a character in this very, very strange continuum, which doesn't really have much consequences. Thus, she can, as she later does, put a pencil into a cup of coffee and let it pour out on the desk. Why should she care? It's almost like a callback to Dale Cooper putting guns into a steaming, or rather boiling, frying utensil that was in the Judy's bar in season three's finale. Are they trying to anchor themselves into this reality? Who knows? But it definitely made me think a lot more about what was going on. I'm just playing back the death of Laura Palmer being related to poor old Leland here. And who knows if Judy is some weird evil creature that's taken over Laura Palmer's mother. But Sarah Palmer, the person in question here, when she's later on in her weird kind of stupor, I couldn't help but think about it in a supernatural vein, simply because I can't see that character at any point being disentangled from the weirdness that happened in season 3 of the whole face being revealed and the weird biting moment. So that's Sarah Palmer there. A lot has been said about Cooper's demeanor, in that when we see him in part 18, he is like a combination of what we see from the evil Cooper and normal Dale Cooper, and the childlike kind of wonder of Dougie. But I really didn't like, or rather I didn't appreciate that interpretation for myself, simply because Cooper in season 1, episode 1, he has his dark moments. He plays bad cop when it comes to Bobby Briggs being questioned. I don't know if you remember that, but hey, if you ever choose to watch it back, and I'm hoping that's what you will do with these videos, you'll go back and see it through season 3's eyes. There is many moments when he seems to be a little bit off key. So perhaps it's fair to say that maybe the evil Cooper's always been a part of him. And I don't even want to call him evil Coop in this regard. But there you go, that's my theory on that. Does Nadine give Ed a hard time because she can sense he doesn't love her? Maybe. Again, things that I didn't really pick up on season 1, but you kind of reflect back on what happens in season 1 once you've seen season 3 in a very different way. Let's see. Lucy, she shows initiative by typing up what she hears Bobby and his friend Mike talk about in the hallway. She's typing up and she gives it to Cooper to say, hey, they're after some biker. Cooper obviously being a million miles ahead of everyone, suggesting that, hey, it's cool, I know that there's a biker. I could see in Laura's eye in the reflection on the camera, James Hurley's bike. But my point about this little story is that I was complaining in season 3's spoiler videos that there is not enough initiative taken by female characters in season 3, and clearly in season 1 of Twin Peaks episode 1, you have arguably the most intellectually challenged character, Lucy, making a very, very good call. So I thought that would be something to note. So well done, Lucy. What else did we have? The bad acting by Leo makes more sense if you think about the whole of episode 1 as being a dream. Cooper's childlike joy will make rewatching of Dougie in season 3 palatable. For a lot of people, including myself, having season 3 start off and then continue to roll on with Cooper being kind of childlike was a bit much. But obviously it built up to him coming back, and for us the namesake, the return makes sense. But yeah, I look forward to watching season 3 again, knowing that Cooper's coming back and just enjoying Dougie a little bit more. So there's that. If you look carefully, during a scene at the Roadhouse where Judy Cruz is performing, there's a Marlon Brando-like extra, and that reminded me of Michael Cera's character. Michael Cera being the son, or playing the son of Lucy and Andy. Lucy, now that we're on that subject again, she's like a little girl playing secretary in a way, and I thought, why haven't I not noticed that before? Why could I not articulate it before? Who else do we have before we finish? Lynch and Frost wanted the ever ballooning plot, and I think they put enough elements in there that maybe they didn't necessarily know how to string together in the beginning, but definitely were able to manipulate towards the end of season 2 to making sense. Half a necklace, an enigmatic line written in blood, Firewalk with Me, a killer on the loose, illicit affairs. These are all the things that really do make Twin Peaks what it is, and I think that's it for now, but we'll definitely catch you guys in the next episode of this little spoiler video. If you like what you've seen here, please do share it with your friends. Do make a comment, or if you want to, subscribe to the channel, and that way you won't forget that you've actually got something to look forward to. If you are still longing to stay in the world of Twin Peaks in a revealing way, I'm hoping this video is the video for you. I will recommend that you guys have a lovely evening or day. Hopefully better than Leland Palmer.